You know how they say every family has that crazy uncle? Well, see the propane tank goes to a propane torch, which creates fire, fire, fire. And you probably can't tell, but there's about 5 more that just keep going that way. Well, my son and my nephew are back here hunting, and they definitely informed me on their way past. They said, "Uncle Ben, I hope you realize you are the crazy uncle." That's what I realized. Maybe I am. I just heard the boys shoot at some doves. Hopefully they got a couple. But basically what I'm doing here is, this is my big 40-acre pond. This was all woods, and you can see I've cleared it. I haven't like clear cut it, but I've been leaving some of the nicer trees as best I can. But open it up where, see all that green, lots of green grass can grow. I planted some stuff, and now I'm just burning these brush piles, because if you don't, what happens is raccoons and otters and everything else just take up residence in it, and they just annihilate your crawfish pond. So hopefully by burning all this material, we won't have too much trouble with the critters later this year when we're crawfishing. And if you look behind me, you can see that big weird piece of equipment. I have a Flashboard riser I ordered from someone online, and we're going to see if we can get it installed and if it's really as simple as they claim. So this is a 15-inch steel culvert, and this will be the main overflow for the crawfish pond. The crawfish pond is 40 acres in total, so I need a fairly substantial drain. Last year, if y'all follow the channel, you know you can kind of see right there a remnant piece. I used 2 6-inch sewer pipes with just an elbow and a stand pipe as my overflows. And I did actually overflow the levees a couple of times. Not enough to cut the levee out, but enough that it scared me that it would not be hard to cut the levees out, so I know that wasn't enough. So this 15-inch pipe should be significantly more drainage capacity for the pond. Yeah, so I got it down here, and just as I suspected, the pipe part sits a little higher than I thought, so I got to come dig maybe 2 inches of mud out from under the pipes. So just as I suspected, fail number 1. Head back to the house, get a shovel, and I'll be back. Alright, so we got the shovel. We're going for attempt number 2 here. We gotta clear out a little bit of this gooey mud. Alright. See if we can get it on there now. I think we got it. So this ought to give you some perspective. You can see that's the actual pipe itself. So I'm just going to kind of level this up a little bit, and I think we're set. I do think we're probably high enough. I guess we're going to have to see how this year goes to make sure this is actually tall enough, but I got a 36-inch tall one, so I think we're going to be fine. But there's like this groove. You can kind of see here, it's just the right size for a 2x4 or a 2x6, and so we're gonna, sorry I'm breathing heavy, that was hard digging in that mud. But basically we're gonna take the boards and we're gonna slide them in from the top, and that'll determine the height of the water. So the higher the boards go, that's gonna be the water level, but the water can still overflow and get into the drain pipe, so that when you get high water, it doesn't go over your levee and wash your levee out. So this thing has a little system where I'm gonna tighten these bolts down. If I can get the tape off. Yeah, you can see there's 4 sets of these bolts here. They're basically just carriage bolts on one side, a nut to tighten. So I'm gonna get these tightened down. That should cinch this collar down onto this pipe. We'll pack mud around here, which I'll probably wait and do that with the excavator, because it is really hard digging in this mud. And when we get that all tightened down and sealed up, hopefully we can start managing our water level. I guess while I'm out here, we can get a quick look at the forage base that's growing. And I kind of staggered when I planted the crops, because this time of year the weather can get real squirrely, so I didn't want to plant everything and have either too much rain or no rain. So I wanted to hedge my bets that I'd get something. And it looks like most of it's, 6 or 7 inches tall, a little bit bigger than the span of a hand. And I planted a mixture of rice, which you can see, like, these are the little rice, and this is the sorghum Sudan grass, and then some Japanese millet. And hopefully between the 3 of them we can get some decent growth. I didn't plant it super thick. I don't want it to be too overwhelming, the amount. I know how big, tall, and thick sorghum Sudan grass can get. I've grown it for my cattle before. So hopefully as it grows, it fills in, and it's somewhere at least close to the appropriate amount of forage in this pond. But you can see we opened up a bunch of area in this crawfish pond. I mean, it was pretty much all wooded, other than a couple tiny little clearings. And so hopefully we can get a few more ducks in here this year, which we did very well on the wood ducks last year, but we didn't get a whole lot of other types of ducks, I think, because it was so closed in. But hopefully we can get a few more ducks, and we got high expectations for the crawfish season. We did really well last year, so I'm expecting to do really well again this year. So we'll see.